I want to make this video. I thought this could be a very fascinating video I want to talk about Daniel Jones's playoff win. Played in 2 playoff games. One didn't go too well against the Eagles, but I don't know what he could have done in that situation to have it go well. The one game that he had a chance to have things go well, it went very well. And hey, I've done a bit of Daniel Jones bashing on this channel, so why not go the other way and talk about one of his best performances we've seen in NFL uniform, which is what he was able to do against the Minnesota Vikings in that playoff game. So yeah, let's just get into it. One of the things, I want to start off with this play. One of the things I thought that he did so well and was such a real impact that, maybe I felt like I probably haven't given him enough credit for this stuff over his career, and I certainly feel like a lot of other people haven't as well, is his running ability. I mean, I think we all know that his running ability is good, but I think that that's a very real impact that definitely helped them win this football game, and this is going to be a very good example of it, where first off, it's zone coverage that the Vikings are in. So this isn't a play that on paper you typically expect the rushing ability to matter too much. However, when this play begins, you see that in between the right guard and right tackle, there is a running lane for him to go. Now, Patrick Peterson, the corner in that area, could eventually come in and make a play, but he's not necessarily expecting a running play to happen. So for Jones, why not get outside the pocket? Nothing else is really open anyway, and just see what happens. And that's what Jones does. Jones steps out, and he's going to be able to pick up some yards right away. So good job by Daniel Jones. But again, plenty of quarterbacks could do that, right? That's not the most impressive play you'll ever see or anything like that. This is where I think Daniel Jones shows a bit more of what he can do. Watch him kind of get around Peterson here, and he ends up picking up that first down. And listen, was that a superstar level play? I'll let you be the judge, but it was a good play. And the fact that he can do this stuff consistently, a lot of what it does is kind of just gives you an extra eligible receiver, right? There's now 6 players who could end up with the ball in their hands that you have to worry about, because the quarterback is another one, and that, typically, technically the quarterback is always an eligible receiver. Typically, you don't have to worry about them running as much, but when you do, it just makes it that much more difficult to cover, and that's a definite benefit that Daniel Jones brings, not just in this game, but, just in general, although he definitely brought it in this game. Although I gotta be honest, going over to something like this, I did think a good chunk of what went well was stuff like this, which I know people are going to then say, well, I'm discrediting it. No, I'm not. At the end of the day, hitting your layups is still a very important trait that a quarterback has to have. Being a guy who can, make sure they, make the easy throws, there's a skill in that, and not all quarterbacks can do that. There's good quarterbacks who can't really do that. So to be a quarterback who can do that, there's definite value in it. But first, I have to explain what that is. So the play you see on the screen, it's a zone coverage play. The way it kind of works is the receiver, who's the only wide receiver who's lined up towards the offense's right, going to run a deeper route to kind of try to get Patrick Peterson and Harrison Smith, the corner and safety on that side of the field, closer towards the middle of the field. They do that, they have another receiver run all the way around and get to eventually towards the bottom of the screen. He's the guy they want to throw to. Watch how when this play begins, it's working out pretty good, in fact. Not only is this route clearing out the area, well, Harrison Smith just ran directly into the clear out route, meaning that there's a collision and no one is covering the bottom of the field, and this is a wide open throw for Jones to be able to make. As you see, Jones makes the throw, and they're able to pick up a big completion. Now listen, I'm certainly not saying this was the story for Daniel Jones all year last year. That's definitely not the case. The receiving corps really struggled at times, I thought, last year, but in this playoff game, which is what this video is about, that definitely was the case. And again, I think that Daniel Jones has shown that when he's in a good situation, he can look really good. And that's what happened, is he looked really good. He made the throws. Yes, it's an easy throw. Still got to make it, though. And there were also plays like this that weren't so easy. Of what's going to happen is it's a zone coverage play, and for Daniel Jones, the route he's going to first look towards is going to be towards the offense's left. Watch how when this play begins, he looks over towards his left, but doesn't love what he sees. There isn't much open, and again, the pocket's starting to collapse a little bit as well. But watch Jones, he navigates the pocket so well, he's able to get outside the pocket, but does the right thing too, of doesn't just decide to run. Make sure he keeps his eyes downfield, because again, it is zone coverage, and with a lot of different defenders looking in his direction, the reality is someone can pick him up, and someone is picking him up right now. The issue with that is that there's a receiver who that guy has to choose if he's going to either cover or run over and make a tackle on Jones. He steps in towards Jones just a little little bit, but Jones reads it and makes the throw. And look at how many yards they were able to get on that play. That was really all Daniel Jones. I mean, an average quarterback, sort of your replacement level quarterback, they do not make that play. They do not get that kind of completion there and pick up those many yards. So the fact that Jones is able to do that, you wonder, okay, is he worth $40 million? What's the value in a quarterback like Daniel Jones? Well, in this game, there was some legitimate value in a quarterback like him. Like this play is another one where, again, what's going to happen, before the play begins, it's a zone coverage play, and there's a route that is a pretty good, route. It's going to be an out route kind of towards the bottom of the screen. Watch how when this play begins, it's doing well. I mean, the route itself is open. The issue is that Jones had to get outside the pocket once again due to pressure and kind of the pocket collapsing. So Jones is going to have to make an off-balance throw here if he wants this completion. However, that's exactly what Jones was able to do, and because of that, he was, able to pick up a, decent completion there. So these were the types of things that Jones really showcased and showed off that he could do pretty consistently for the New York Giants, and that's definitely very exciting if you're a Giants fan who, at the end of the day, whether you like the contract or don't love the contract is the contract, and he's your quarterback now, so you're hoping for the best, and we definitely saw flashes of him, being a great player in this game. Now, again, will he live up to the contract? Will the Giants be a Super Bowl contender with Daniel Jones? Remains to be seen. We'll say it that way. Not to get too far into the spiel, I've given it 100 times. I will give it another 100 times. But, the sort of thing about quarterbacks tends to be that typically the guys who win Super Bowls are either good quarterbacks who aren't getting paid a ton of money, or quarterbacks who are playing at an elite level, who at that point you can pay them as much as you want and they can still be, Super Bowl ready. While there are some exceptions to that rule, the reality is those tend to be the players who are getting to Super Bowls and winning them for the most part. So that's, that is part of it for sure. But at the end of the day, it is at least promising, I guess, to, answer the question of how good was he in this Vikings game. I would say very good. I think that he was really good in this game, and it's cool to see that he at least has that upside. I think getting it there more consistently, though, is going to be the challenge for Jones as his career unfolds. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.